Hello everyone, this is Romario with a new pre-modern video, and today I have a really cool deck. Like, no, it was definitely one of the fan favorites at the LGS I used to play when I got back into Magic. I guess I could call it like one of the classic decks of old extended and I think in standard too. There are different versions of this deck. Uh, it's like no, we always seen White Weenie and Burn style decks, and there's always been like a aggressive green deck too, for most of the Magic history. Um, but before we started, no, as always, I kindly ask you if you like Legacy, if you like Premodern, if you like the videos in the channel, please hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, leave your comments below. I love reading the comments you guys leave for every video that I post. But yeah, as you can see here for this week, I am going to be trying I've seen different names, Mono Green Stompy, Tan Lands Stompy. Just a little background starting this one. So when I got back into Magic, one of my buddies, he used to like playing elves. I mean, not elves, sorry, goblins, and this deck. He also had like some other older extended decks that he used to either proxy up or he would like just play as a casual deck. And I thought it was really cool because a lot of the decks that he had proxied up was decks that I remember from when playing the pre-modern era standard, right? But he just had them because he liked to play with older decks, and I also tried to get him to play pre-modern. And he did enjoy the format, but no, just life stuff happened, and he's been having a hard time finding time to play Magic. But so I was talking to him recently, and we mentioned the Mono Green Stompy, and I told him like, oh, there is this deck is viable in pre-modern, and he was kind of excited. So I decided to record this video and basically to try the deck again and see if it is actually viable. I think the old version that we used to see with actually I separated some cards that I want to talk about with things like Wild Dogs and Gazban Ogre. Let's see if I can find it here. I actually like to look at the cards on Magic Online to explain. I think they're easier that way. Ogre and so Wild Dogs is basically the reprint of this card that I think it's got just Cycle is the same. I think it's basically the same card. Gazban Ogre was another option for this deck, but I think in a format full of Mod Fanatics and Lightning Bolts, I don't think they're good options. Just for reference, I'll show you guys. So Wild Dogs is basically the same card. I think it just says it's got Cycle. So yeah, it's a 2/1. I'm sorry. So you do lose that one stat. So at the beginning of your upkeep, if a player has more life than the other, then you gain control of that card. So not great when you're trying to in the current pre-modern, but it was definitely good way back in the day. The other two cards are I consider, and I think some people tried to, as one is Pouncing Jaguar. And Albino Troll were the two cards that I was thinking about them, but I think the Echo is just not great in this format. I think again it was another card that was pretty good in the standard format at that time. And also I think the lists that play this card usually, as far as I remember, they used to have some number of Gaia's Cradle, right? So you could in a way kind of offset the Echo for the next turn. Albino Troll, if you guys don't remember, was also the 3/3 that had Regenerate, but also had Echo. So interesting options for this deck, but I just don't think they were good for pre-modern, right? Also, Albino Troll is just such a sweet art. I used to love playing with this card. Usually was alongside things like Rofellos and Tangle Wires too. But this is the list that I think I had on my account. I don't remember where I got it from. This is definitely not my list. I might have changed something, but I don't remember. But it was definitely the list that I tested a little bit and I enjoyed the most, and I thought I had the better chance of winning matches. But like I said, no. So it's a 10-land Stompy, so of course it's kind of a lie now because we do have 4 copies of Treetop Village alongside the 10 Forest. So it's really 10 Forest Stompy. But the 4 copies of Treetop Village that gives a little bit more reach to a little. Sometimes you need the Trample has come up more often than I would think, especially with the pump spells like Giant Growth and Bouncing of the Hunt. Invigorate sometimes, but not as much. But none of the creatures that we have in the deck have Trample, which it comes up a lot. So having Treetop Village, just having a creature that has Trample and also works as another green source, pretty relevant. And then we have the 8 copies of the Mana Dorks, like the Llanowar Elves, Fyndhorn Elves. Basically, those are probably some of the best turn ones you can have with this deck. And then Quirion Ranger just does so much in this deck, especially post-board when you have Winter Orbs in the deck and Curse of Scrolls. Anything that's like more mana hungry, having a Llanowar Elf and a Quirion Ranger. Anybody that's seen Elves or played Elves know that you can just kind of get ahead with those little combination. Also, I apologize. I said 8 Elves. It's 7 Elves. And then we have 4 copies of Rancor. That's probably one of the best cards in this deck. And I'm trying to think of the matchups. Like, as long as you don't get caught by trying to cast a Rancor when you into open mana that has removal, this card is just fantastic, right? Like a Rogue Elephant with a Rancor, very, very good. Or if you're playing against a blue deck, a Rancor and a River Boa is just super hard for them to deal with. So yeah, 4 copies of Rancor, 3 copies of Rogue Elephant. This card is still, I'm a little iffy on it. It is mostly okay against red decks. They have a hard time dealing with a 3/3. A Rogue Elephant, if they blocks pretty much all the goblins that they run, but it's a 1 creature, and it does put you behind. The Sacrifice of the Forest is a real cost in this format, but I think it's probably one of the best options that we have as a turn 1 aggressive creature. So there's 3 copies of Rogue Elephant. Then we have the 4 copies of Land Grant, which we're playing such a low land count that this kind of finds a way for you to find more lands, and also serves as a way for you to pitch to Bouncing of the Hunt if you have extra ones or if you don't need more lands. Then 2 copies of Naturalize. Again, we know Premodern is a format that artifacts and gems are very, very good. So having a main deck hate against those type of permanents, just great. Excuse me. And then the 4 copies of River Boa. I still think that Premodern is a very blue format right now. So people are playing Islands, River Boa, got Island Walk. And then we got 4 copies of Tangle Wire. Again, if you ever played any of the Mono Green Stompy decks in the past, having the way to stop your opponent from casting things while you're putting pressure is one of the best ways for you to win with this deck. 4 Call of the Herd is just a very solid card that it's really a 2 creatures from 1 card, right? And it's a 3/3. Again, same thing with a Rogue Elephant. A 3/3 is probably one of the bigger creatures you can have in the format that's playable, except when you run into things like Terravore or I don't know, not Absent Bailoff, the Bailoff that you can sack and gain life. But it's a 3/3 is it's got a big stat in this format, right? 3 copies of Invigorate. I found Invigorate to be just a card that helps stopping lightning bolts and incinerates from killing your creatures, but it's still a 3. Late in the game, paying 3 mana for +4/+4. Let's say when a creature that has Trample, it's super relevant. It definitely comes up. And then we have 3 copies of Bounty of the Hunt, which is a free, quote unquote, free wild growth that you can actually, not wild growth, giant growth that you can split the counters among creatures you control, right? So you don't have to put all your eggs in the same basket, straight away. So yeah, the main deck's pretty straightforward, just little creatures that you can pump them and try to get your damage in every turn, and eventually you reduce your opponent's life total to below 0. Then we have 2 copies of Crumble on the sideboard. Again, it's just a Phyrexian Dreadnought's still a very real card in the format. Also, it's not terrible against decks that are running things like Mishra's Factory and Powder Keg. Just something I noticed too. We have more copies of ways to destroy enchantments and artifacts. There's 2 more copies of Naturalize, and then 2 copies of Tranquil Domain. Rushwood Legate. I'm pretty sure, now that I'm looking at this list, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing this from the Misty Mountain, one of the Misty Mountain tournaments, I think. Which is basically a free creature if your opponent's playing Islands. And again, going back to what I said about River Boa, the format's pretty blue, so having a free creature that you can just play on turn 1 it feels excellent, right? Like, so if you're playing against a deck like no, a mono blue tide deck, turn one Rushwood Legate, not equipped, but enchanted with a Rancor, that's a fast clock you got going on there. And then we have two more copies of Curse Scroll. I been liking this card against slower blue decks, or not necessarily like elves and goblins, but I don't think I've actually got paired into those decks yet. But that's probably a card that will bring against those decks too, if I don't think it's too slow. But just being able to kill any of their creatures, it seems very good too. But usually I've been using this card as a way to give me a little bit more reach against decks that are very good at removing my creatures from the board. So like anything that's been like Wrath of God or Pyroclasm, anything like that, that's a slower deck that well, anything with Terraform probably wouldn't be good because they just kill you faster than you can kill them with a Curse Scroll. But it's just a card that gives a little bit more reach, and I guess it can be like a removal spell against decks like elves and goblins, or any of those mono black aggro decks too. And then we have two copies of Winter Orb again. Any deck that's like super mana hungry, we just Winter Orb. With the elves and Quirion Ranger, Winter Orb ends up being like a one-sided card. It doesn't really affect you. I do understand that there's a little tension between Winter Orb and like things like Treetop Village and Curse Scroll, but I think overall this is still in favor of this deck to play Winter Orb when your opponent is trying to cast things that cost a lot of mana, like tides and or feel like it's an enchantress deck or something like that. But yeah, so this deck again, it's a deck that I remember seeing like an old standard, like with some really bad cards like Spectral Bears, and later I think in the next standard it was a very good deck in next standard. I remember standard having like I said, Pouncing Jaguars and Albino Trolls. There were the two worms too from I think it was from like Weatherlight. One was like that when it comes to play you have to second land, and the other one when it comes to play you can pick up land from the graveyard, put it back in your hand. So there's room to mess with this deck, right? And I think more recently, I want to say it was in the Spanish Nationals, there was a deck that finished in the top 32 that it was like a very budget version of this deck, and it's still very playable. And like I said, I think there's lots of different combinations you can play with this deck depending on the meta. I didn't even get to Metenda Lions and things like that you can run with in Mono Green. It's just if you like an aggressive deck, I think this is something that's like both budget friendly. So if you don't want to just spend tons of money playing this deck in paper or online, and it's also like a deck that can certainly win matches, and it's highly what they call customizable. I guess you can configure in a million different ways. If we start seeing more burn decks, you can up the number of Invigorates and Bounty of the Hunt. If it's more, I don't know, if there's more blue decks, you can have more Winter Orbs, and I mean, you can even maybe run things like Choke, I guess, if you start seeing more islands in the format. But the point is, I think the deck it's got legs and can definitely win matches. And if you don't like the configuration because you think you're losing to a certain deck, I think there's definitely tools in the format that you can change it to be more aggressive or more control-y, or if you want to attack certain specific cards in the format. Well, without that being said, let's get started and play round one. All right, so we're here for round one. I'm on the play, which is really good when you're playing an aggro deck. This hand is a little sketchy. Because if I try to get to 3 mana for Call of the Heart, then I can't cast Rogue Elephant. Also, if Elf just dies, then I can't. I mean, I could land Grant, play Fyndhorn Elves, and then play Elephant. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna keep it. Or maybe the option is to just kind of be aggressive and just play the Rogue Elephant. I think I need to play Fyndhorn Elves. If I get to untap with Fyndhorn Elves and draw another land or another land grant, then I can start casting all the herds. If I don't, then I just play Rogue Elephant. Now the other sub game here is if my opponent tries to bolt Fyndhorn Elves, do I just protect it with Bounty of the Hunt? Or do I just let it die? And then just try to ride Rogue Elephant to victory? Probably my best top decks here would be either another land or Rancor. Yeah, I think I said it is now. Now that we're on the aggro plan here. Well, we're always on the aggro plan, right? But I need to start doing damage. Nice. It looks like I'm playing some kind of standstill deck. Um, gonna go really bad if they had Source of Plowshares, but I just didn't think they had. Alright, so they probably are holding up like Counter Magic and a Wrath of God. Should I just burn the second Giant Growth? No, I think, well, no. That's definitely a mana leaking hand. Chain of Vapors. That would have also be really bad for my Giant Growth into Rogue Elephant. Treetop Village. Alright, well then I guess I'm just chilling here and try to start guessing these things. Can't have them have both of these, right? Oh, I guess Dust Bowl is also bad. Feel like this then. The problem is also Chain of Vapors also deals with all of the hurt tokens. So they might just take this part here. So they can Dust Bowl my Treetop Village and have an answering hand for... Oh, they didn't. Okay. I mean, I don't know their hand, right? They could have another Chain of Vapors in hand and just try to tide me, I guess. All right, so they're going to try to set up the tide with the Seal of Cleansing. Well, I got an elf, I guess. Since my lands are gonna go away, might as well. So I feel like one of my best cards against the post board would be Quirion Ranger. I mean, the card's already in my deck, but you know. So I know they have a thing that makes tokens, Decree of Justice in hand, and a Tide. You guys will just attack here. It's probably blocked with one of them, right? Because we just have infinite blockers. And the other thing is that unfortunately, Rogue Elephant said specifically that you had to sacrifice a forest, so I can't even cast him right now. I mean, I can, but it would die. All right, the reason they're doing like this so they can have some lands come back untapped. They also floated some mana, so there's no real reason for me to. I mean, I guess good form to do this. Powder keg. Okay. Um, I need to push 11 more points of damage. I don't think it's going to happen here. Unlikely. All right. Yeah, I think we're going to go to game 3. I mean, game 2. What do I want here? Usually I don't like Rogue Elephant on these situations, and Invigorate also seems kind of meh. Naturalize is not can't really fight side on that angle. I do like Rushwood Legate. I think that's what it is. Is that how you say it? Legate? Legate. And I do like Winter Orb. And I like the first scroll here, I think. I have to cut one more card if I want to have another. I really want to have one more copy of Curse's Scroll. I like Rancor. River Boa is very good. Land Grant. I don't think I can cut Land Grant. I'm probably against counter magic. I'm like, and then my hand. Because Bounty of the Hunt, I only have 3 copies anyways, right? And I need that to. I think you usually need. Well, I think maybe just one. I just need the 1 copy because I guess this a deck that's playing Swords to Plowshares and you know what? Maybe that's even makes sense here for me to destroy powder kegs. I don't know if you took it. And on Crumble's still there. So I do not have Crumbles in the deck. I can try to keep this. Treetop Village is a little bit awkward, but probably okay. It's funny because my hand is a little vulnerable specifically to powder keg. Rex and Furnace. Huh. I didn't even want to exile that thing. Trade? No? All right, so if they don't, well, I guess I can try to offer the trade. This guy or the elephant. And another forest. I think I want the Tangle Wire to resolve. A little bit awkward that they have Phyrex and Furnace in play, but I think this might work in my favor. Oh no, they tapped this in response. Okay, I need to tap the whole. Oh, they're gonna tap the whole board anyways. I guess next turn they wouldn't do it. I 1, 2, 3. In case I draw land. Oh, that's pretty good too. You know what? I'm gonna do like this. And I'm gonna attack. Because next turn I only have to tap 2 permanents, so I can just tap these 2. So they still tap the whole board because of Winter Orb. And decisions. The next turn I could attack with Treetop Village and another elf. It's 4 damage. And understand there is a little tension between Winter Orb and um and Curse Scroll. You probably destroy Winter Orb this turn, right? Yeah. So they only have to tap 1 thing. Draw a land though. I could activate Curse Scroll twice in the same turn. Unfortunately, can't cast this for free. All right. That's chance of me drawing another forest are very, very slim. Actually, I just want the forest just so I can cast the legate for free. It didn't matter how I stacked here, so that's why I didn't even. I guess I'll play Quirion Ranger. Yeah. I don't know if they're playing Stifle in this list, right? They're a more control-y decks. I don't think so. And if 5 life, if huh. think that's a card that I have to counter, right? Because you can't block it. All right, now I'm gonna start trying to high roll this versus scroll. So lucky. In a forest. Darn it. Still can't attack. Oh, they almost had mana for this. Wow. If I draw a force, I still can't activate twice, right? But then I should at least be able to empty my hand. Not a tide. Okay. I'm gonna try to do it again. Turn one. Get forest. No, it doesn't do it. Okay. So they can't fetch. I don't think that's super relevant here, but that is something that they're not allowed to do. They're not even. Oh, okay. Um, have I changed my mind about Naturalize or Crumble? And maybe I'll keep Naturalize then. Not a not a big fan of those, but I mean, does kill. You know what? All right, let's try this. I haven't tried this yet. Play like no pump spells, like, but maybe it makes sense because then I get to kill silly things like Mishra's Factory. Invigorate is a good way to like also win those trades without them. No, thinking that they can just block. Okay, I think I like this hand. I really like this combination of just having these three cards against any, I mean, pretty much any deck. Second Quirion Ranger, even better. Oh, gotta play my land first. Sorry. Gonna get the ahead of myself here. Okay. There's a powder keg. Um, Next turn I can tap 1, 2, 3. I can possibly even play the Quirion Ranger into the powder keg so I can have Follow the Herd in play. Oh, that's even better. Oh, no. Untap this, pick up this, replay it. Pew pew. Alright, so I need to step 2 things. I'm gonna go with those 2. And guess I'll play Call of the Herd. Untap this, pick up this. Play this. Play River Boa. And pass. I think at this point I don't need to overcommit to the board any more than I already have in play. They can't trade with the elephant. I mean, they can, but then they lose a permanent. I don't think they want to do that. They can't block River Boa. I mean, they could try to put Rancor on the token. All right, so I'm going to attack first, see what they do. Okay. They're going to take some trample damage here. More importantly, they're tapping another land. All right, so they're only going to take 1 from the trample. I get my Rancor back. All right, and we're going to play Winter Orb. And tap this, pick up this. Play this. Guess we're going to Rancor up this guy. I don't think there's a reason to play the Quirion Ranger. Maybe there is. You just pass. You have to tap the same thing immediately. Tap this. It doesn't really matter how I stack this. I mean, I guess if I draw another Tangle Wire, that's pretty relevant. So I think I'm just gonna leave the Llanowar Elf behind because I am gonna try to. I'm gonna cast the one from the graveyard first. We get to conceal information. I don't think they're gonna play anything that I need to regenerate my my River Boa. But if you want to say that's how you should stack if you have a second Tangle Wire, because then you get to keep this one alive for, or not alive, keep it in play for 1 more turn before it goes away. I mean, it's kind of tempting, so I think let's put an elephant token. Oh, good answer. Good. So I'm gonna attack with this too. So if they try to animate Mishra's factory, I can try to kill a Naturalize. I should probably untap this thing once before. Okay, so I'm gonna untap this, pick up this. I'm gonna try to break it. If I tap this, untap, I can't cast Color because I already played a force for this turn. So I just have to pass here. I think is like Wrath of God or plus for them. Impulse. I guess it could have been Hibernation. Hibernation definitely would have done it. But I think I just recast everything except for the elephant token, right? So, no. Cool. All right, so that worked out. My plan to play more like a prisony deck. I don't know if that's the correct way to do it, but I mean, definitely Winter Orb and Rushwood Legate and Tangle Wires are good against the blue-white deck that's trying to pick the board and play bigger, more powerful spells than the stuff that I'm playing. And I think the pump spells are really good to chip in some damage, but not against a deck that's playing both Chain of Vapors and Source of Plowshares, right? So, all right, so that was round one. Really cool to be able to play some Mono Green Stompy. I had almost completely forgot about this deck, but then like I mentioned in the intro, I saw I think it was an event in Spain, and then talked to a friend of mine and he mentioned this deck again. So like, all right, well, I've got an idea for this week. We'll see how it goes in round two, and see if we can end with a good record. All right, so we're back here for round two. On my opponent, correct deck. Oh, yeah. Microphone real quick. You guys can hear me very well. All right. Looks like I'll be on the draw. Just less than ideal if you're playing a Stompy deck, but all right. I think I'm gonna keep this one. I guess it's particularly bad if I see turn one Mog Fanatic. Other than that, it's fine. Have fun. Yeah, sort of have like a curve going on here. Like, if they plow this, I can always River Boa in turn two, and then hopefully draw another land eventually. If not, I can just play Rogue Elephant and start attacking. Those are very pretty lands. Oh, so they got a Wasteland. Correct. Well, good to know that they lost a Source of Plowshares. Also, Wasteland's not very excited against my deck. We only have the 4 copies of Treetop Village. It doesn't Avatar ones. Oh, there are Avatar ones. Very pretty. So I'm gonna tap the elf. I mean, I think they would have Cloud if they had the chance, but I guess I'll try this. Let me start attacking. Next turn I have to tap 2 things. Like the elf and this. Quirion Ranger would be fantastic. Not a land might be okay too. Oh, asking you shall receive. Could have done all this post combat, but whatever. I don't know. I guess I got too excited with the Quirion Ranger. All right, so they have to tap 2 things. They still haven't played the Wasteland, so they still have that in hand. Wild Mongrel. Okay. And a Wasteland. All right, so let's see what I'm going to do. I'm going to tap the Tangle Wire. Pick this up. I have 4 mana now. Pick this. And this. I can't attack. Was that a good play? To be decided. They tap their board now, right? It's like 5 permanents. I mean, they can leave the dog untapped, but oh no! Oh my gosh! Hold on a second. Can I undo this? Did I do it correctly? No, I didn't. That is terrible. I just clicked on the screen too fast. Okay, so let's see. Do this, tap, pick this up, play a land. So I'm just gonna play this thing. And I can attack with those 2. So they can block the Rogue Elephant. They have to discard a card. Well, 2 cards if they want to save it. Okay. Oh, they get first strike. That's pretty sweet. It's only took 2 damage. This is gonna be an interesting game now. All right, so I think my plan here is to just go wide, right? They can't beat this guy in a fight, basically. They have 14 life, so I'd have to draw a lot of like bump spells to be able to do something like that. I don't think they're in a position to attack. They just take too much damage on the swing back. This guy is a 4/4 too. All right, so the one that's going to die first, we're gonna fade last, and then we just tap those 2. Yeah. So in retrospect, the last turn, I know it was a mistake the way I stacked things, but it ended up not really mattering, to be honest. So attacking now doesn't matter, and they can just block. Okay, so I just have to pass now. They have 3 cards in hand. How can I get through this? Because they can give protection from that color. Oh, magical line, just skip this thing. Um, I'll play this and as a deck. I think 5. With 9 life. Let me see how much damage they can do here. So they have 4 cards in hand, right? So that's 6, 10, 13. So it'll be a 1. Um, Next turn they can kill me, right? If I don't block. You also have trample too, right? Yeah, so putting like an elf in front of it wouldn't matter. I had to put like an elephant, but and I have another creature too. I don't think there's a way I can win. Because you all have first strike and yeah. Okay. All right. So it's a very creature heavy deck that maybe versus Scrolls can do something. I think I'm gonna swap for the Rogue Elephants. But this is one of those matchups that I do like the Call of the Herd, and I think Naturalize might come up. I have a feeling they have something like I don't know. They could have like Phyrexian Furnace or Sylvan Library or something. I think it's better than Rogue Elephant though. I feel like Rogue Elephant just gets outclassed real fast in this matchup. Um, hmm. The Bounty of the Hunt is a little bit of a mulligan here, but if that gets plowed, I'm like happier than any of my other spells getting plowed. Oh, this many Treetop Villages. Okay, so next turn, if I draw a forest, I can just play Call of the Herd. If not, I have to bounce the forest. So it puts me behind a turn, but well, the opponent just made a decision for me, no? Oh, I have Ripstone Portal. Fox Diamond. Ripstone Portal might be one of those cards that's very, very underplayed in this format. All right, so this it's one of those points of the game that drawing too many Treetop Villages was definitely a problem here. Because what this did is it put me behind a whole turn because now I don't have an untapped land. So they're going to wasteland me. And I'm going to play another tapped land again. So if they don't wasteland me, not a mold. The plains and brushland. Plains, I guess. We got the dog. All right. Um, let's attack with both. I can bump that guy a lot. Just start creature. You gain some life. It's 7/7, so they have to discard their whole hand if you want to save it. And I still have Bounty of the Hunt too. Okay, call the herd. Probably wasteland one of these things. Yep. I'm gonna discard the brushlands, right? That's an excellent draw. I don't want to. I don't think I want to Bounty of the Hunt that. Isn't it? They just play another one. Hmm. Yeah, there's a Trample. Mine doesn't. Maybe I should be playing brown in my deck. They're gonna attack. I mean, kind of free for me not to take 3 damage, right? And they still have a creature that tramples. All right. I think I need to draw Rancor. That's what I need to draw. If I can choose my next draw, I think Rancor breaks the parity here. Oh, okay. Armadillo Cloak's probably going to. No. I mean, I can still block it. There's a huge life swing here, though. I need to attack them. It's only a 5/5, so I can just put an elephant. But yeah. All right, so swing. Yeah. All right. Untap. Pick this up. Well, I guess if I find one of the 2 Naturalize, I can. It doesn't matter if I'm gonna guess them now. If I find a Naturalize, then I can destroy the Armadillo Cloak. Just gonna flash it back. Okay. I wonder what's in their hand though. Must be just lands. Or maybe they have some of the incarnations in their hand and they don't want to cast them. That's a lot of lands for my deck. So it can't attack and they can't attack either. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna kind of stare at each other for a little bit. If I draw a pump spell, I can possibly try to attack. Not. It's another River Boa. That's not the worst. I mean, no, they have trample. It is not great. Never mind. Trying to look at things with a glass half full. Also, small mistake, but I should have tapped the Llanowar Elf and just picked it up and bounced it and tapped the land, the creature. Well, this thing flies too, right? Oh no, just a green first strike. Okay. So I can, but it's got trample, so I guess. Ugh, I have a giant growth, I guess. All right. I should have attacked the Treetop Village too. That's why I don't attack. Yeah, first strike here is excellent. This board state. Also, all the creatures are 3/3s or bigger. So, all right. Well, maybe we can do something here. Not really sure where we're going with this plan, but maybe I can kill some of his creatures or their creatures. I'm gonna make that into a creature. The first thing I need to get rid of this elephant here, the one that has lifelink. All right. These can trade. That's fine. That one can trade. That's okay too. Right, so I'm gonna make this a 6/6. I'm gonna make this into a 6/6, and that's it. All right. So got a little bit of damage in. I can no, what am I doing? This. Untap. I guess untap this. Pick this up. And if I really want, I can block the werebear. Crazy. We had like so many creatures on the board. Now there's like almost none. Wow. Okay. I wonder if I should just shave some of the Lindgrens and just put Naturalize in the deck, because if they have well, like Winter Orb also doesn't seem terrible. I don't know what to play here though. Invigorate seems alright. I like that too. Combat trick that they might not see. Alright, try this. There's a chance I just lose for not drawing enough lands, but a card like Armadillo Cloak would definitely beat me. I don't know, I kind of regret taking Land Grant out, but yeah, everything costs 1 minute except for Call of the Herd, so yeah, I think it's fine. I'm not gonna say this into manifest into the universe. Okay, they didn't. I thought they're gonna cast a certain one white instant spell. Okay, they didn't. Cool. Hmm. Okay, I have a plan. I do need to draw at least one more land before I can actually do what I want to do. For 2, yeah, I can block. I don't have any creatures to block. Okay, now I'll spend. All right. I'm going to attack. This is clearly a trap. Don't block upon it. Don't block. It didn't. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna play the other elephant. I mean, not elephant, other elf. I'm taking 5 unless they mulch and damn it. Forest goes away. Play the forest. I guess I can play the Mox Diamond and get threshold. That well, that kind of puts this guy out of versus scroll range. Another werebear. Okay. Um. Hmm. Yeah. If it is Naturalize was a land grant, I would have been able to cast Call of the Herd and attack. Hold up Giant Growth. But that says stands. I can't do all that. So oh, Mox Diamond gets never mind. Oh yeah, that's terrible for me. So it's 11, go to 5. Gotta tap 3 things. Yep. All right. So we'll play the opponent. Yeah, I think my strategy on game 2, I'm sorry, game 3 to bring the all the Naturalize maybe backfired. But interesting deck. I like how we're playing 2 aggro decks that trying to kill with fair creatures, I guess. You usually don't see that. I don't think I've seen this type of games like happening pre-modern very often these days. But yeah, I think I should have probably kept the land grants in the deck. Thinking hindsight's 2020 though. All right. So currently 1-1. Let's see how we can if we can finish with a good positive record. All right, so we're back here for round 3. Yep, the right opponent. All right, so I'll be on the draw. Yeah, we got lands and creatures. And maybe a little bit flooded, but oh, is this Enchantress? Oh wow. Okay, now that's too many lands. These are basically lands, so it doesn't really don't read this as a spell. I don't even know what set this is from. I think all kinds of like different basic lands in this league. Field cleansing. Okay. Um. Hmm. So generally speaking, I like to play Llanowar Elf, but since we're playing against a deck that's trying to beat me before I can do anything, I think I need to put some pressure on the board. Did I miss any third land or? Oh, okay. So this might be the break that I need here too. I'm thinking Enchantress is a very easy matchup. I'm gonna plow that. All right. No, I don't know. I don't think I want to. Should it? Does it matter if I reveal my hand? Maybe I should have just played Land Grant. If I draw a forest, I'm gonna feel a little bad. To be honest. Bootleg to my library. Oh, all right. So we attack again. Mediocre beats. Right, so I'm gonna play the Quirion Ranger. Just cast it so I don't have to show them my hand. There's a play forest. I need to draw any pump spell now would be okay. Call of the Herd would be also pretty good. Okay, so we're probably gonna see an Enchantress presence here. Okay. And I'm probably just gonna pass. Okay, some kind of pump spell or a big creature. That's one of the ones I just said. I'm swinging for 6. Okay. I think I'm just gonna cast this. That's bad news for me. There's like one parallax wave and I'm like toast. Yeah. I'm just gonna do this. They're not gonna try to opalescence me. Because you lose an enchantment by doing that, but or 2 enchantments, but maybe the top of the deck is very good and doesn't matter. All right, play an elf. Not responding to that anyway, so there's no reason for me to just have to hit okay every time it happens. Same with those. But it's not in game 1. Okay, second Enchantress. Okay, all right. Well, I do have Naturalize in the deck, but I don't think it's gonna be enough because if they're a 4 life, maybe because attacking, put them if killing this in response, but not response, killing before attacking, um, but they also have 2 creatures in play where they can always block. Doesn't say that Growth Enchantress can't block. All right, so let's go to game 2. Okay, so what do I want here? I think I want all of these. Um, yeah, Invigorate is the one that like I don't like against this type of deck, and I think Rogue Elephant maybe not great. Bring Winter Orb too. Don't like me the pump spells now because this game is all about like trying to limp across the finish line, right? Um, so this is a turn 3 Tangle Wire with a Quirion Ranger. Also land Grant and 2 ways to destroy enchantments. So I think this is a I mean it's very telegraphed if I cast the land grant, but I have no land cards. That's the bummer. I have to attack first. Do I want to delay? Oh, I think I'm just gonna do this next turn. Yeah, this seems better this way. All right. Well, no, they're gonna know about, but it's whatever. As a matter of fact, I think I'm just gonna land Grant again. That's an aura, so that doesn't get hit by Tranquil Domain. Nice. And I only have 4 cards in hand. They don't know about the second Tranquil Domain though. These are stories of polishers. I've never seen his art before. um, I have to step 2 things. All right. I'm gonna play the Follow the Herd, and I guess next turn I can perhaps Rancor this and either destroy whatever enchantment they play, or I just remember the elephants. They're super vulnerable to Parallax Wave. I don't know if this is good enough, actually. They still have 2 cards in hand. I think the decision to play Tangle Wire on curve instead of, or I'm sorry, to destroy the wild growth or play Tangle Wire on curve might have come back to bite me. Because now I need to kill this and get more damage in. Not a Parallax Wave. And there is Guile. Okay. I can just kill all of them at the end of turn. They can blink away my elephant token. But I didn't. The opponent just forgot to do it. So if I draw a giant growth, I can win here. That's not a giant growth. I mean, I can just have replenishing hand too. Who knows? All right. So put them in 1. Unfortunately, still might not be enough. Can't play the Llanowar Elf, but please, opponent, don't draw anything. We should bring Curse Scroll. Sterling Grove. Okay. I just kind of have to cross my fingers and hope that there's nothing they can. Oh, Parallax Wave. Can I just put on top? Yeah, because this thing is making 4 mana, right? So if they have a green enchantment in hand, they can just cast that. And I have 3 creatures, so they. Problem, the elephant token just goes away. Um. Hmm. Hmm. Do I have to force them into using other counters, I guess? Alright, so if they have opalescence, they're not gonna do anything about this. Uh-oh. Well, that's what they have, opalescence in hand. Can I beat that? I mean, I can draw like something that destroys that, but then okay, if I draw a Naturalize, I can kill this animate Treetop Village and try to win that way. Oh, I have Sterling Grove. So now, well, I already used two of my Tranquil Domain, so I I'll replenish. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be GG. Pretty close. Left them at one life, but yeah, Enchantress is a pretty tough matchup for any deck that's trying to swing with creatures to win. Yeah, well played, opponent. Drew a lot of the enchantment hate, but it still wasn't enough. And also, Magical Line is just acting up now. Well, I like to kind of go over here real quick, but it's very slow. All right, well, we'll see how round 4 goes. As we're back here for round 4. Opponent, yeah. All right, so I will be on the play. And yep, this is a really like this hand. I like the kind of hands I think actually feels better for this deck. You just get to do everything with this combination. That was tapping guy. I also tried to play that card in one of a deck that looks like this. It was kind of like a beefcake deck. Was not very good, unfortunately. Next turn I could cast the backside of Color Herd without using the trick here. There's a Quirion Ranger. Okay. I can just, well, John growth, whatever they block, if they block. Yeah. Oh, I didn't. Wow. I already played Lynn's turn. Okay, that was a brain fart there. So guys, the plan now is just to attack. Yeah, because I think if I put the John growth in one of the creatures they didn't block, they'll be a 5. Oh man. Alright, so now I have to untap the Fyndhorn Elf and block that thing. And hope they don't have any pump spells, I guess. I don't want to get the Rancor. Like this. Funny how this thing is a, like the way it was worded back in the day, it was like a triggered ability. Man, that's very good top deck. That's 7. Fortunately, I messed up that turn with the not casting the second call to hurt, so makes it a lot easier for them to just block you. But giant growth might be lethal. Interesting league so far, right? Like playing against the 2, I guess, aggro deck. Like green white aggro. Alright. So um I think what actually killed me the other time when I played against green white was Tangle Wire because it was very inefficient. Also cutting the land grant. So I think I'm just gonna bring another copy of Naturalize and call it a day. This time I think I'll keep the Rogue Elephant because they are just playing some weenie creatures. Rushwood Legate's not good as just a creature that I can cast. 2/1 for 3 mana sounds terrible. I also saw Sylvan Library from this opponent too, so there's more targets for Naturalize. I don't know if I want to have too many cops on Naturalize. The Shield Briar Shield, the card that they were playing. There's also another one that I forgot to mention in the Briar Shield. In the intro, there's another card that my buddies to playing his version of Tangle Stompy. But, I completely forgot about that card. Bird. All right. It healed here because reasons. All right, so we're gonna play Fyndhorn Elf. I gotta think what I'm gonna do next time. Well, the first thing I'm gonna do. So they're playing black. What if we just were discard? I don't think I played against this deck before. I mean, I've seen obviously green black aggro decks. Like I think people have been calling broccoli soup. But not with the turtle. If they, no, they didn't do anything really. Okay. I think I'm just gonna play Treetop Village, Quirion Ranger. Play Curse of Scroll too. Kind of like to play Curse of Scroll in a turn that I can take advantage of it. They just Naturalize now is gonna feel kind of bad, but I think they were holding Stories of Plowshares. That's why they took a pause there when I was casting a Quirion Ranger. Elephant Guide. Yeah, that's the one. It's the 3 mana. I mean, sorry, it's a 3/4. Um, and the enchanted creature dies, makes into a 3. Um, There's some kind of like blouses type of deck. Things that people used to call this type of deck. All right, let's neutralize this right now. Attack with Green Ranger. Um, I hit Source of Plowshares. It might just do now. Yep. Okay. That is a trade I'm willing to take. So they got 3 cards in hand. I'm still 18 life though, so I think I'm just chilling here. Another struggle. City of Brass on Match Online is such a pain in the ass the way it works because it is a trigger ability, so that's a problem again. If they attack, oof. It's a very fast clock. I beat that clock, so I assume for 4, right? Go to 11. I do have plus 3 damage here, basically. Civil Safekeeper. Doesn't matter, does it? If I draw another, I think they just kind of shorted their clock now. Big 5. Oh, so if I join the Naturalize and just kill the Elephant Guide, that cuts their clock in half, basically. Actually, Curse's Scroll deals more damage than attacking. I mean, I could have attacked with both Treetop Village, put them as 4. I don't know. I think it messes up like in multiple ways now because I could also just got the Bounty of the Hunter bonus now. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Maybe I can still an F. The thing I just effed up. I can't curse this crow any of their creatures now. They have summon Safekeeper in play. Yeah, I think the correct play was probably to attack the way I did it, activate Curse Scroll, target them, put them at 5, and then Bounty the Hunter, put them at 2, and then untap Curse Scroll them, try to win. Unless they just draw a Armadillo Cloak, and then that doesn't matter. Near Plague. All right. Doesn't. I don't think that changes much. So I need to draw a land, I guess, right? One, 2. Yeah, I need to draw land. Or something like a Rancor. I think that works too. Answering for 1. Okay. If I draw a land, I think I can just win, right? If I give them 4 life, I mean, sorry, 3 life, they go to 8. And then they take 1, 4. There's only 4 damage. Plus rank 4, that's 6. All right. Okay. But it can't have any pump spells. They chose the Civil Library real fast. So I'm sure they found one. All right. Yeah. I think I made a little mistake there in the beginning of the game. But I don't think I want more. Oh, one more naturalizes. Definitely want Tranquil Domains because most of the enemies I want to destroy there are auras. I think the Rogue Elephant. Okay. The snappy turtle. I draw my Rancor. All right. So we're gonna attack first. And I'm gonna block. Okay, Naturalize for days here. I should hard cast Invigorate, which might come up. 2 mana for 2/2. Just shroud as long as you control an untapped land. No untapped land, so that's an interesting design for a magic card. With 2 Briar Shields on it. I think I just try to get them to use those things. Actually, sec 1, 6/6. Um, There's a lot of damage that I just missed on here. Well, they only have one card in hand though. And I can still have mana to destroy whatever enchantment they play on their creature. Because I think that's how I'm losing the games, right? Like they play like an Armadillo Cloak or something. Yeah, I'm not blocking those two. I'm swinging for 5. I think even if they have an aura that they want to play next time, I think it's fine. The creatures is too big now. 7 library. Okay. That's 8. If they don't block anything, they just die. Unless they have Source of Plowshares in hand. And they don't have any profitable trades here. All right. Exaxis. That was I actually enjoyed this type of matchups. Like, no, it was the games are sort of quick, but there's a lot of intricate things that are happening. I feel like somebody that plays a lot of draft probably would have played this game a lot better than I did. I feel like a lot of the cards we're playing were like a known quantity. There was no real surprises there, except for maybe the elephant. Is it elephant Umbra? The one that makes a creature get +3/+3 and makes an elephant when it dies. I think that's the only card that it wasn't on my radar. But yeah, well played opponent too. Like they definitely played game 2 a lot better than I did. And yeah, game 3 it was I think just my cards lined up a little better. But so yeah, currently 2-2, and let's see how round 5 goes. All right, so we're back here for round 5. Let me see. I guess I do have lands, and yep, I'm gonna keep this. A little mishap with the recording here, so sorry if I was a little confused in the beginning there. The Sly or Goblins? Looks like it's Sly. Okay. So the Quirion Ranger being protected by Invigorate. Alright. Well, can't really fake it. It'll be a pretty obvious play here, I think. I should have played the second one grand. I don't know. Maybe if I draw a Bounty of the Hunt, I might think twice about it. Oh, so it's the green-red. I'm going to protect this guy. You gain life. The next turn, I'm going to block here. Yeah, this is definitely the right play. So I'm going to Rancor up this thing. I get to attack. If they try to block, I think I'm going to Invigorate. And unfortunately, I have to reveal my hand again, I guess. We can play Quirion Ranger. And I can just pass. All right. Now, if they try to kill this one, I think I just let it happen. Perhaps, maybe. Because I only need one Quirion Ranger in play. I don't need two. Alright, so I guess we can attack. See what happens. I think Squirtle was making a little bit of noise. Okay, that one just trades, I think. Then I try to kill this one. Yeah, I'll just save it. Gain life. It'll take 7. Okay, take that mana, untap this guy, tap the land. And we have a Call of the Herd. People like this the less airbender lands, I guess. They only have one card left in hand. If I draw a land, I think I'm just gonna play the Rogue Elephant. If I don't, if they can kill one of the Quirion Rangers. Let's see. I don't think they're in a position to attack, right? So, oh, they are gonna attack. I think I'll just play this guy. Yeah, I think the card that's been most underwhelming in this deck has been Rogue Elephant. Not very good. Kind of sad because when I think of Mono Green Stompy, like 10 lands, whatever you want to call it, usually that's a card that comes to mind. But yeah, it just hasn't lived up. Okay, so if I do this and tap pick this up, like this, they call it the Herd, I guess. And I'm going to attack with both. They can kill Quirion Ranger, I guess. Maybe bolt one, kill the other. I don't know. I do get my Rancor back. So I think I kind of just want to draw a pump spell because I feel like it might be one of those situations that I try to Rancor something and they try to kill it. Yeah, because now they have Lavamancer. available. Okay. Well. Hmm. I don't think Naturalize does anything here too. I think I want to bring Corsair Scroll. I guess I can cut one the elephant. Even like Tangle Wire doesn't seem great, but Rushwood Legate seems terrible. Like if it was like a 2/2, maybe I could keep it, but Tangle Wire doesn't seem amazing either. Okay, so if I draw one land, this hand seems okay. Let's do this now. I don't have to. Or maybe I want to draw another land, right? They try to kill Quirion Ranger. I think I just let it happen. Wild Mongrel. Okay. Well, I am going to attack. And I think I need Quirion Ranger to survive, so I don't think I'm going to use my giant growths right now. I think they also only know about one. Yeah. Okay, so if they're not playing and blocking, might as well attack. And another one Mongrel. All right. Hmm. They can leave one Wild Mongrel untapped. I'm just thinking here, like, now if I drew the Wild Rogue Elephant instead of Tangle Wire, I think I don't think I'll be very happy about it. Well, I guess the elephant would be able to get some damage in, maybe. If I block and but I can ping the Mog Fanatic. So I think I just take 4 here. You gain life. This okay. Is that creature, target player. Fading. Hmm. I could double giant growth. No. I killed one of them. Really? Oh man, they're gonna attack. All right, so they have a removal for Quirion Ranger. Hopefully not. Well, they don't know about the second giant growth, right? So they choose to do on my turn. I can tap 2 permanents, right? Just 2. Hmm. And I get to attack again. Now they have to tap their board, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So River Boa can just block Wild Mongrel forever, right? Well, land would be fantastic. Gonna fade them first. Let's 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Um, so I put them at 15. Just do it step 4 permanents. The thing with Curse of Scroll too that they have to discard before it resolves. So like, if I have 1 card in hand, of course they're gonna just do it if they want to save it. But if I have 2 cards in hand, they might not do it. But okay, that's pretty good. Got a giant growth in my hand to save it. But now they have to tap everything, right? Maybe not as good then. We're definitely gonna take 3 damage next turn. And I get to cast my, what does it have? A bolt. Okay, it doesn't seem like they do. Okay, so I just have to tap 2 permanents this time. Another cursed scroll. Um, you want to use the. We should use the wild growth as an offense card instead of defense because I'm really curious what's in their hand too. Because it feels like they had a lot of cards in the whole during the whole game. I mean, just holding cards to protect Wild Mongrel. I'm not sure. Green, red. Oh, the herd. That'll be a good card to discard to Wild Mongrel. Now they can't attack with that. All right, so this one I want to fade less. Doesn't really matter in the situation. I just want to try to do it correctly. But there are situations that you want that less fading counter to go after. Um, so I have to reveal the card anyways, right? Didn't really matter to deal damage there, so Seal of Fire. Okay. Yeah, they could attack, I guess. Hmm. That's actually not bad. That was the last card in their hand, but I think I'd like to get rid of it. Oh, not a Simon. Simon or Simon? Simon. Did a good attack with a Treetop Village and Wild Mongrel, I guess. Not the best up deck here. I have to just flash back this. I can swing for 6. Hmm. Yeah, this point I'm just getting extra information because I don't think I can beat that board state. Yeah, they just attacking out and block both. And do I want a rogue elephant? Maybe I do. Well, maybe I could swap for one of the creatures there. Right, Simon. Oh, this hand is not keepable. I mean, I guess I can keep this one. All right, so need to draw a third land, I guess, or another land grant. If I'm falling too far behind though, they didn't want to attack a Treetop Village because they have a follow-up creature that they're gonna cast. Oh, we got a elephant here that can stop some of their shenanigans. I'm gonna try to protect it. Um, is I assume for 5? Um, hmm. I don't think I can win anymore. I think missing a land drop there. I think it was pretty detrimental. It's interesting. They're just using wild mongrel as like a fair creature. There's no. I mean, at least I haven't seen anything with madness in their deck. Or seems like the only value you can get so far is just discarding Call of the Herd. Yeah, I don't think I can win anymore. Trying to think here, but realizing the versus roll. Okay, I'll probably block whatever they attack with. But I can't really attack with Jackal Pup, right? Because I take 5 damage. I mean, I guess I can, but all right. I will attack. Okay. They're gonna block Wild Mongrel. I'm assuming they're gonna discard at least one card, right? Okay. Yeah, Simon. Like, yeah, my board is not. Sorry, not very vulnerable to this card this time around. No, I'm debating if I should just play Rogue Elephant into Rancor. I'm just gonna play this thing. I think it's the first time I see 2 aggro decks playing one Beyond the Red and Magic Line. All right, so they get to decide their draws. Okay, so they have an elephant. They can't really attack. Okay. Really just banking on drawing like a pump spell at one point. All right. Just looking at the top of the deck again. Yeah, I think if I draw like a giant growth or a bounty of the hunter, hunt, probably off the table now. Yeah, I guess giant growth. Another Rancor would be good too, because if they tap out to cast Call of the Herd, I mean, I guess I can still leave a Purple's Force open. I guess it's real quick before they kill my Fyndhorn Elf. I'm assuming they're gonna block like this. Okay. Yeah. So they take 2 again. I only have 2 cards in hand. I guess Invigorate's also a good card now because I could try to Rancor an elephant if they try to bolt or incinerate whatever. I can I can protect it. Um, I guess I'll just attack then. Interesting. Oh, I guess it tried to block. That's what it was. All right. Oof, that was a long game. Definitely there's some complicated spots there, so I don't blame my opponent. But interesting. So 5 matches so far against 3 aggro decks. Very cool. All right. So this was round 5. So currently, what? 2-3, I guess. 3-2, 3-2 maybe. Man, it's been a long league. Well, it's round 5. We'll play round 6, and so far having some very interesting games with this deck. So we'll be back for the last round. All right, so round 6 and last one of the league. All right, let's see if I'm gonna be on the draw again. That's not good. That's the type of tension in this deck that I'm a little iffy about having Rogue Elephant, but because like now I don't have a turn 1 play unless if I draw a land, I guess I can just play Rogue Elephant, but then it puts me 1 turn behind to cast River Boa and Tangle Wire. And so, I'm opponent mulligan to 5. So far I played against. So I played against 2 decks with a Wild Mongrel. Is that correct? And then, yeah, there was a Threshold deck that played the brown and the white creature, the incarnation that gives protection to your creatures. And last round was like a green red one. That's some interesting decks this league. Like, I usually get against. Oh, okay. So they're playing blue. I think I'm just gonna try to play the River Boa. Watch me just getting paired against Dreadnought now. Oh. And still. Okay. They just undid their their mulligan. Such a nice opponent. They're not playing white. Could just maybe get there with River Boa. Not sure. You just like maybe can do something sweet like the. Just try to Tangle Wire. Got a jam here. I was gonna say they could do some sweet like no tap 2 mana, cast Gush, and then block my River Boa with like Mishra's Factory. Also, I think they're probably playing Tide, so I don't think I'm gonna play the 4th land until I need to. Invigorate. I don't think that card's gonna be relevant, but try to wire the tangles again. Tangle the wires. Be a Wrath of God here. Right now they have double white. They do that, then I could play those two next turn. Just hope they don't draw another Wrath of God. Oh, humility. Okay. That's an interesting one. Yeah, this guy just have to overextend them because I'm not gonna get there with just a 1/1 with not without Island Walk now. I do have those two copies of Naturalize in the deck. Yeah, I don't think I can come back from this one. All right, so let's bring this. This. Guess this. 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 This can come out. I mean, even giant growth doesn't seem amazing. I can kill some Mishra's Factory with this. That good enough? Maybe. I definitely have to be able to kill Humility. All right. So on the play, yeah, I think this is good. I'm gonna play the elf. Hopefully, I will either draw land or Quirion Ranger. Draw neither, but all right. Got a River Boa on turn 2 that can maybe chip in for some damage. Hmm. Oh no, maybe I did this. I wasn't thinking this through. Okay, yeah, I should have done. I missed on some points of damage here because I was thinking about casting Call of the Herd after post combat, but I don't have white mana yet. They try to block. Elephant token. I don't want to do this. I think I'm gonna jam the Tangle Wire because if they want to end of turn Factor Fiction, now they can't do both. Like they could impulse here, but not. So now next turn I can swing for 7 again. If I draw a land, I could just. I think this guy I'm just gonna swing with those two. And if I try to block, then I can naturalize. Yeah, I think I can just flood the board. And I think this guy is free for me to cast. Okay. All right, let's go to game 3. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep it like this. I think Crumble, like being able to just kill Mishra's Factory for 1 mana, very relevant. All the pump spells are like they're okay, but they're not great. Yeah, it's a little less action on this card, this hand, but I think it's fine. The Fyndhorn Elves really help casting some of my better spells on turn 3 or turn 2. Like the mulligan to 5. Well, the mulligan to 5 in game 1, and then still just drew all the cards back again. So that's good. Flood Strand lives. Oh man, mainland. Flood Strand is pretty good for them. They can either plow my creature or tap, grab an island and cast Standstill on turn 2. So if they do grab an island, then River Boa gets a lot better. So fetch an island for Chain of April. All right, seems aggressive. Maybe just tap 2 mana and play Powder Gag. Medley Mage. We're gonna name. Medley Mage, I just realized it's a wall basically against me. I think there's a reason not to cast Fyndhorn Elves. I don't think they're gonna cast Wrath of God when they have Medley Mage in play, right? You're gonna mana leak this? Okay. Seems like a good idea, I guess. Right, so they only have 2 cards in hand. I only have 2 cards in hand. I think their top decks are probably better than mine, but alright, so I can't. That's a not a good spot. Oh, I wanted to attack. I guess it worked. I'll try to attack you. Opponent. The most telegraphed Naturalize / Crumble ever. What would I like to draw here? I think Curse of Scroll would be one of the better options. I mean, the better cards I can draw. Definitely not Quirion Rangers. They have enough of those. I just need them to try to block me. I want them. I guess I'll play another. These guys. Untap, pop, pick it up. I think I'm gonna lose the turn of the end of turn cast Factor Fiction. So because this Legate's not gonna get there. Eventually, they'll block it. I think the only way for me to win here is if they make a mistake. Really? You want to trade? We can trade. Because Crumble I can easily play around what you call Manly. That's right. I need to get damage in. I mean, you can use a counter spell on this. Source of Plowshares. Apologies for the noise here. Yeah, I'm gonna keep attacking. I don't know if there's a way for me to win with his hand. Um, yeah, Manly Mage is just like a, is that just a wall in front of me? Cross my fingers and draw. Rancor maybe. Guess Call of the Herd, another one that can be a little difficult for them to deal with sometimes. I'll play this guy for the low price of free. Actually, I guess my opponent plays Humility now. It'd be kind of interesting. They have more creatures in play than they do. Hmm. In case I needed more lands. I'll attack for 2. Did they block Repair and Conclave? No. I mean, we're gonna. Well, I can't show my embarrassing hand because it's all lands already. So 4, 7. I have 3 more forests in the deck. Should have untapped this. Okay, so they have a Wrath of God, I guess. Okay. Nothing really relevant got killed there. I just need to draw. They need to just replay the melee mage. I draw curse a scroll. They don't have counter magic. And this game is okay. And if I draw another Tangle Wire, maybe. They're gonna need Tangle Wire again? Okay. Wow. Yeah. I should have held on to the forest in my hand, actually. Another forest. I should put the mixture effect. I don't think it matters here, but they're gonna go to 9 cards. They can't play both. I have to card one. Okay, so they're 8 life. I think my plan here is to maybe to get them down to 2 life. I mean, they have 7 cards in hand, but I think at least 2 of them are lands. They're not gonna attack. Second Tangle Wire. I guess it just passed. Can't attack. I don't think there's a reason to play the extra lands unless I want to get them tied away. Well, I've got 6 lands, right? So they're not gonna get rid of all of them, but very concrete. All right. And they're gonna swim with both. All right. I guess something that they drew this turn that made them change their mind because last turn they didn't attack with the melee mage. They'll try to do this. Gonna have to go all in. These last 2 matches have been very, very long. Honor shell. And I'm going to attack. Be cool if they cast call Chain of Vapors. I can sack, put this back in their hand, and then cast Tangle Wire. So they swing for 4 turn. I swing for. Obviously, I'm not winning this clock unless. I mean, I'm not winning this race unless I get another Rancor, I guess. Didn't attack. Cool. Still finds him. Okay. Huh. All right, so I get to attack for one. I have a Treetop Village now. I wonder if I should start playing my lands now. I've been joking about the Curses Pro line, um, but it seems like that is my window to try to win because this is 4 damage. There is 6. Um, they are at a situation now that attacking is like looking at 8. This thing tramples. Um, they plow. I'll go back to 11. And trade with Llanowar Elf, yes. Blocking this guy is not a good idea. At least I don't think it is. I'm not gonna tell my opponent what to do, right? If they cast Tide, I can kill this in response. Oh, they have it. Darn it. I'm getting to the point that I have to block the Meddling Mage. No, I think I need to leave the Mono Elf on tap. This plays into like a mana leak though, but I think I got it good though. I have so many lands now that I think I'm not even worried about a Tide now. I think if they get 5 of my lands, I think it's Wrath of God is kind of annoying. I'm gonna try to kill the seal, and then I don't know if I don't draw anything. I can just double Tangle Wire, I guess. Even a mana leak. Can swing for 4. A 4 and square 2. It's so close. I think. Hmm. I didn't miss any damage, I think. Maybe tap the other card waste for 1 point of damage. River Boa. Old top deck. Not a seal cleansing. Ugh. Vector Fiction. This has been some very long matches in the last 2 rounds. My opponent only has 1 card in hand. Alright, Tangle Wire. That one is gone. That one's gonna deal 2 more damage. Tangle Wire. Alright. Oof, that was a long ass match. Did not think I had to wait to win the game 3. No, kept joking about the versus Crow line, but actually ended up working out. And it was crazy how every time they name Tangle Wire with a Meddling Mage, I would draw Tangle Wire. So, so some of that last thoughts on this deck, and it was cool that I saw some other versions of aggro decks, and even though they weren't like mono green decks, but the Briar Shield is a card that like it's interesting. I'm not really sure if better than the cards that I have. This list here, the Umbra, was that Umbra? I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to look it up here. So I think that was one of the rounds that so I played against Briar Shield, and I think it was Umbra Armor. I think that's what it is. The oops, the one that makes into a, you can get a an elephant as an enchantment, and it's a aura, right? I think they have for enchantments aura. Can't find what it is, but anyways, that round that I played against the thing that makes an elephant when the creature dies, that was interesting too. And for as far as this list, I think Rogue Elephant seemed kind of, to me, unfortunately, seems pretty clear that that card is just, it wasn't. I was very few times I was excited to play this card, right? I think it was just the one round against the red green aggro deck that kind of made sense to play Rogue Elephant, but I think there's some tension between some of the cards in this deck that makes it Rogue Elephant's not great. Like no, just having Tangle Wire, Treetop Village, and Call of the Herd as cards that you want to cast and you want to activate sometimes when you have Curse of Scroll and Treetop Village. Also having wanted to keep mana up for River Boa regenerate. Regenerates ability. I think just the Rogue Elephant just doesn't seem very good. Also a 3/3 for 1 mana, it is good. But even against the red green deck, it seemed like there's just like a lot of removal that can kill this creature. Just being like a land behind, it does matter for this deck sometimes. Maybe if the deck was configured a little different, if you had more, I mean, things like Dryad, the Dryad that you can play for free, or more 1-drops that deal damage instead of just being Fyndhorn Elves and Llanowar Elves. Like no, maybe like I said, like going back to like no Pouncy Jaguar and maybe it's something like that, or the Worm that gets the land back from the graveyard. But just in general, like I was not super excited to cast Rogue Elephant. I think the dream play would be like Rogue Elephant turn 1, have an Invigorate to protect it. Next turn, play a Forest, cast Rancor, Rogue Elephant. Then yes, if that happens, then I think it's you're in very good shape against most decks in the format, except for decks are playing Source of Plowshares, I guess. But anything else, like seems all right. No, basically, it's like a make your own Correction Negator, but that didn't really happen in this league. Or it's also possible that I'm just like not playing the card correctly, which is very well a possibility. But yeah, other than that, I think Rogue Elephant is the only card that like I was not very excited to cast. Like no, most times. I don't know what would be the other better options to swap it for this card. I mean, there's only 3 copies in the deck, anyways. Call of the Herd seemed very good. It's just like a aggro card that you can like cast it a second time. But if you are playing Call of the Herd, then I think you have to have the mana dorks and Quirion Ranger so you can actually get to 4 mana. Yeah, River Boa seemed really, really good. Like I thought it was gonna be. All the pump spells were really good in game 1s. Yeah, the sideboard did its job. I don't think I would change anything in the sideboard right now. But yeah, overall pretty excited to try to keep tinkering with this deck. Like I said, I have a buddy that used to love playing this deck. I believe he still has built in paper the way he used to play in extended. So still the typical pre-modern story, like no, these are the cards I played when I was a kid. So and so we'll probably like jam some games again. We'll try the old way, plus maybe we'll swap to the new cards by new cards, the new 75. And it's just a very classic deck from back in the day, the 10 land Stompy. With that being said, we should have a new Call of the Herd podcast coming up. By the time I think this is out, the new episode should also be out, or should be a couple of days away. And again, if you like Legacy, if you like Premodern, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave your comments below. I love reading the comments you guys leave in the videos that I post. I'm sure there'll be some comments for this one. There were definitely some points of decision in this league that I probably took one line that maybe you guys not think was the correct one. Some of the lines I think was like hindsight's 2020, but I did have a lot of fun playing this style of deck, and maybe I should be trying to play more aggro decks in the future going forward. I did like the sliver, the red green sliver deck. I enjoyed playing this one, so I don't know. Maybe I should keep trying to play more aggressive decks in Premodern. With that being said, thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.